Wow.
So what we do, why I look at people who've actually gone through failure is because the fact that you failed meant you had the courage and the wisdom to try. So then what we will do is look at the lessons from that journey and then use those lessons and apply them in your future.
Hey everybody, my name is Angie Murenga. You're watching Just Angie. It's Murenga Monday. It's always a mouthful, but a really amazing mouthful, because this is where we discuss all things governance, things affecting this nation, the region, the Africans in the diaspora, and we're saying that it is a season for us to break free. So even if I say Kenya and say Africa, just to break free, you know, I think sometimes we really feel imprisoned by our circumstances, but there are also very many people who are broken free. So today I have two amazing guests, two people I honor a lot and appreciate a lot, and we've been on a journey, we've done something, and therefore over the next 4 Mondays, we're going to engage in a conversation with you. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and give us your feedback. So Steve G, karibu sana to Murenga Monday.
Thank you very much.
And Pastor Maureen,
Thank you
karibu
so
sana.
much. Thank you.
So here we just flow. I think you're two amazing leaders who are doing a lot, and you're even being here is to encourage everyone else to try to do something, because I think sometimes circumstances in this nation, and how I even started this is, if I feel like I'm done, then I cannot imagine even other people how they feel like it's a wrap, yeah? So it's important. So I love that you both achieve different things. We're doing something together, and in the 4 weeks, I guess we'll talk about that as well. But maybe just talk about endeavor and leverage, because those are the two things I think about. And the first day I met you, we sat down, we didn't know, impromptu for 2 hours.
Yes.
Because you have a lot to offer the world, Steve. So maybe you can tell us who you are, what you do, what is endeavor, what is leverage, what are you about, what do you believe in?
Okay. So Steve G is my name, and what I do is I run 2 companies, Endeavor Connections, where we work with business owners to help them think strategically. I'm one of those statistics of businesses that went through the failure cycles.
Okay, but that's good, because I know you like that. You like that you went through failure.
And
it was a learning.
And those challenges that led to me closing my businesses. What happened is I eventually got about 10 years ago, I got a mentor and a coach who helped me think through the why of how I do my business.
Wow.
And I realized over the years of coaching that most of my friends in business were also struggling with, let me call them the fundamentals of running the business.
Okay.
We know how to, we are passionate about what we're doing, we are passionate about our product and service, but then how to manage the business was a challenge.
Or how to turn it into a business sometimes.
Yes.
Because we love what we do, isn't it?
Yes.
You have a great idea.
And we get
you
excited.
Have a great product and you get very excited, but there's the doing.
So now Endeavor Connections was set up to help business owners think through the doing. And what we do is we give them a platform where they can put their business goals on a template that we've developed. And then that template helps them just unpack, this is where I'm going and this is what I need to do to get there.
Okay.
So the business becomes more proactive, you know where you're working, what you're working towards, and then you make strategic decisions to get there.
Okay. And one thing that I really loved about your story was this mentor, because this mentor was in another country.
Yes.
Share with us about the mentor and that journey, because that's another thing. Here we're trying to show people things don't happen instantly.
Yes.
You know, we're in a generation that today, tomorrow, coaching, moving.
Yeah.
But for you, it's taken time.
It was
an investment.
It was an investment of, like I said, about 9-10 years. And what he did was, he's called David, and he's from America, and he had set up a program in Rwanda called Bigger Future.
Yes.
So around 2010, I was invited to participate in the program, and the model they had developed was meeting with us every 4 months, so once a quarter. So
in Rwanda.
In Rwanda.
So you'd have to travel.
I traveled to Rwanda in January, April, August, and November.
At your own expense?
It was actually sponsored. David also gave me part sponsorship, and then I was able to cover part of the cost.
Okay.
And what they did is that they just gave us 1 day to sit down and not think about doing business, but just to think about the business itself. We get caught up in the technical side of the business.
In
doing the business, we never take time to just pause and ask what the business needs
about
and what it needs to do.
Wow.
So that model worked for me. And over the years, we'd meet for a full day, and they would guide us through some questions that were critical on how I'm doing my business, how I'm structuring the business, when it comes to elements about customers and what I'm doing for the customers. Am I creating value for the customers? And those questions got me to rethink a lot of my business. And what happened is now, when I was talking about business failure, the questions got me to deliberately choose to shut down my business.
Wow.
And then start it afresh.
That is so powerful,
Yeah.
Steve.
So Endeavor Connections was then born out of that journey.
Wow.
But one of my passions has always been to give back to community. And so that's how we, probably about 5 years ago, we set up a different arm of Endeavor, and we called it Leverage. And Leverage is a community outreach where we come and say, the backbone of the economy is small businesses in Kenya.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
And when you go to the grassroots, it's the mama mboga on the guy with the kiosk, the guy selling maize, and then above that, the people with shops but don't have structure, and the hawkers. And Leverage then borrows a lot from my journey and from what we learned as we set up Endeavor. And what we do is we partner with different community projects that are doing economic empowerment.
But you've said something powerful, which is so amazing, that you shut down your business.
Yes.
You see, many of us are stuck at, I can't let this thing go. And we don't understand that sometimes you have to shut something down in order to start again.
Yes.
You must. Because it's like even if we go back to God's word, it says that if the foundations are not right, there's nothing you can do. So I love that this person did your coach gave you a critical look at what am I doing and why am I doing it. And even for some of us, I just know, just some people out there just need to ask themselves, why do you do what you do? First of all, what are you doing and why do you do it?
Yeah.
And then the society, answering either the societal question or the actually delivering a value, actually delivering a product and a service to people. Because if it's not working, it means that there's no delivery of that product, or people don't need it. And maybe it needs a tweaking, it needs something. But I think the greatest for me, because I feel like we're in a nation and a time and a continent where we hold on to everything, even what's not working. You just are just trying to make it work. And maybe it's time to take a step back and say this is not working, and have a really introspective look at it. And of course, even you can contact Steve, will provide his details, because that's what he does. He helps you look at your business and see where you're going wrong. And I'll never forget when we were setting up whatever we were going to set up, which we'll talk about Ezesha, you said you want people who have failed.
Yes.
That was a critical point. You said you don't want anybody who's just starting to do business. You needed people who have failed.
Yes. And that's because failure is, I think we are brought up in a society where failure is a bad thing. And
it's really not.
And what I learned from my journey is, I actually sat down with my mentor one day and I told him, over the years I'd worked with him, I felt like I'd failed many times. And what he did is he came and told me, what you've been doing is you've learned to pivot, where you actually think through your business, understand where it's going wrong, and then make a choice to change how you do your business.
Wow.
So what we do, why I look at people who've actually gone through failure, is because the fact that you failed meant you had the courage and the wisdom to try. So then what we will do is look at the lessons from that journey and then use those lessons and apply them in your future.
Wow. So before I bring it to a close, because I'm bringing it to a close, Pastor Maureen, maybe you can just introduce Women to Women Ministries, what it is that you do, or maybe just your vision, then I'll end this session, then we'll pick it up again.
Woman to Woman Ministries is a ministry whereby we are building the ordinary woman to do extraordinary, to become extraordinary in everything that she does, and in a holistic manner. Many a times, especially from a pastoral perspective, we focus so much on the spiritual, not realizing that everybody is multidimensional.
Yes.
And so we focus on the spiritual, the physical, the mental, the psychological, every aspect, so that we can be able to lift up this woman. And in Woman to Woman, we also have different forums and segments within us. We mentor the married differently. We mentor the single ladies differently.
Even
We
single
also,
parents.
even single parents, because they are really neglected in the society. We also have a special forum of women who are trusting God for the fruit of the womb, and those who have just gotten babies because of postpartum depression. How do we deal with it? And of course, we have what we call the Shipreneurs, which is our business forum, where we just bring these women together. Let's talk about business. Let's share business ideas. Let's talk about our success, our failures, so that we can now be able to build each other holistically. And that is why it is woman to woman.
Because it's woman to woman.
Yes.
It's amazing. And so let me bring this to a close. You're watching Angie Monday. We are discussing all things governance, and in this particular session about business. And I think it's very invaluable so that we understand how to do our business differently, and maybe to take a look, I think, like a bird's eye view at our business and what we're doing, so that we can break out of the prison of not being successful, or just I think continuously having cycles where we're just going around in circles and we're not making any impact or any movement, or we're not even gaining traction. So God bless you, and see you next Monday. Invite a friend. Bye.